everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sholi Chakraborty and I'm working as a legal intern at Lexis & Company. The topic for today's video is the landmark case of Mubarak Ali Ahmed vs. State of Bombay. The definition of intra-territorial offences embodied in Section 2 of the Indian Penal Code of Chapter 1 highlights the offences committed within the Indian territory. In this leading judgment, the dispute regarding the intra-territorial was alleged where the definition of Section 2 of the Indian Penal Code laid a foundation in explicating the case. Moving on to the facts of the case. The complainant respondent of the case is a proprietor and export-import trader co. named Colonial Limited. Due to scarcity of rice in Goa region, he got in touch with the agent called Jasawala, who was the export-import trader for the importation of rice. Later, the complainant was introduced through this agent to a trader of Karachi, Pakistan, who is an accused appellant with the sole exporter of rice. Through various letters and telegraph messages, they both agreed upon a contract of trading of rice from Karachi, Pakistan to Goa, India. There was an agreement between them of purchasing 1,200 tons of rice at a price of £51 per ton in exchange for 25% advance payment to be paid to the appellant accused. Series of letters and telegrams were exchanged between the appellant and respondent for trading and payment purpose, but unfortunately, the appellant misrepresented and played a foul play to induce the complainant to pay a higher amount, while the consignment was still undue to complete the task. Under such an impression, the complainant respondent paid the total amount of Rs 81,000, Rs 2,30,000 and 2,36,900 respectively, but still, the shipping consignment was not initialized by the appellant. The appellant on various occasions gave remarks about the disclosure of letter of credit, non-acceptance of money by a guaranteeing Bank of Pakistan, etc. The complainant got frightened with the unscrupulous behavior of the appellant, where the complainant showed concerns and stated in one of the letters for initializing shipping consignment as early as possible, and on failure to comply, to refund the paid advance. The complainant waited for months to receive the consignment but failed to receive from the appellant neither was he repaid the advance, which resulted in the termination of the contract between them. Moving on to the issues raised in the case. The issues raised in the case were as follows. Whether a foreign nationalist can be held liable or punishable for any offences as he is committing in India under the Indian Penal Code, if a foreign nationalist is brought up through the extradition procedure for any pending trial and correspondingly can be tried with another alleged offence, relevant validity of letters exchanged as a way of communication for undertaking business transactions, does Section 420 and 34 of IPC hold a reliable charge against the appellant where there involves 3 or more co-accused who are present at the place of offence in this alleged case. Moving on to the judgment of the case. The Apex Court on the first issue observed that the LC of appellant merely urged about the absence of the appellant when the offence was commenced and to be barred under the provisions of Indian Penal Code if he is absent corporeally, but to this, the court pronounced that corporeal presence doesn't vitiate or bar him from a trial of the penal proceedings. For the second issue to be demonstrated, the Apex Court found that the appellant was surrendered under the Fugitive Offenders Act, which contains no analogous provisions and justifies that the cognizance of an offence shall be initiated with the fresh trials. For the third issue regarding the validity of evidence so produced, saw into 2 parameters, that is, the letters and the telegrams. The court observed that the letters were in original format, which was delivered by the complainant or the agent. The genuineness and the correctness of the letters were proved and held the authentic grip. Similarly, the transmission of telegrams between appellant and complainant contains the authorship of both the parties. On the fourth issue, the Apex Court opined that the LC of the appellant cited aphorism in his argument, which the court finds unfit with the present case. It's crystal clear that facts have been proved and found that the main commission of an offence was initialized by the appellant, and such conviction under Section 420-334 of the IPC corroborate the actual findings. Moving on to the conclusions of the case. Looking to the veracity, the Apex Court dismissed the criminal appeal of the appellant and convicted the appellant for imprisonment up to 3 years and 10 months, which is bound to be in the interest of justice and law. The Apex emphasizes the inter-territorial jurisdiction and offences. The court made crystal clear that though the offender may be a foreign nationalist, he would not be entitled to get immunity of acquittal. He shall be liable for every act and offence committed as per the Indian Penal Code. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel.